everybody. Welcome back to Homeschool Royalty. As you all know, I have been telling you guys quite a few times about my portfolio review, and the last video I did pertaining to homeschool, I was letting you guys know that the homeschool coordinator actually showed me some examples of how a portfolio should look. And the things that I actually needed. And she supplied me with a few binders that I bought 2 of them with me. This is what I will be using for their portfolios. So basically their assignments are going to go in this. And I actually had, I don't even have these with me, but they have the tabs in them, and I have each subject have the name with, each subject name on them. But what I also decided to do, because my system is actually, going a little bit nuts right now, I decided to do individual lesson plans for them. So I have 5 subject notebooks. So I have Jalicia's, Sarai's, Jamila's, and Leah's. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm putting their lesson plans in separate books. So all they have to do is go to the little assignment drawer that I have in my living room, pull their books out. That's, if need be, if they want to see what they want to do, in the book, as opposed to looking at the board. Basically, this is mainly for me. So I have their math and language arts. I have the social studies and history, health, PE, and science, art and music, and home economics, life skills, and Spanish. So I have that, and that's what I put in there. I label every day. I put the dates on there. Make sure you keep the dates. Okay, keep up with the dates. Even with their work, even though you may have it in your lesson plan, keep them dates on their work as well. So, I have there for art. I went to Walmart. Now, mind you, this is not sponsored, so any store, any product I mention, I would like for you guys to know that they are not sponsoring this video. So I bought these sketch pads from Walmart, 50 sheets. So I'll be handing them, this is what they're going to do their work for art. This is what they're going to do their drawings on. Okay, so now, basically, these 2 boards is what their schedule is going to look like. This is the daily schedule. This is yesterday's schedule, actually. This smaller board right here. So I have it sectioned off where they have each subject that I have them doing for that day. But first I want to show y'all the weekly schedule. This is what their weekly schedule look like. Monday is the only day they actually do 6 subjects. I try to give them a 5-minute break in between subjects, and when lunch comes around, they'll get an hour. So Monday, they have math and language arts. Math and language arts, they do math and language arts every day. Those are the 2 subjects they do every single day. So you have Mondays, health, PE, science, home economics and life skills, and Spanish. Tuesdays, along with math and language arts, history, art, and music. Wednesdays, along with math and language arts, health, PE, science, and social studies. Thursday, along with math and language arts, history, art, and music again. So Tuesday and Thursday, they have math, language arts, history, art, and music. Friday, they have math, language arts, social studies, home ec, and Spanish. So I try and, do everything else is twice a week. Okay, math and language arts every day, Everything else is twice a week. So they don't be overworked, throughout the day doing their schoolwork. So now, let me move on to explain this book. Okay, so this is what their daily schedule looks like, depending on what they have. Now, this is Friday, yesterday's schedule. So as I said, math and language arts is every day. And I'm actually thinking about having this one set up with permanent marker where you see all your lines, the boxes, the separating. I'm going to have this one. I may do this in permanent marker so I don't have to redraw the lines all the time. So y'all know I got to make sure that's neat, So, I have each child's name and what they have to do for each one. And you see, I do a lot of, color coding. I like to make the board colorful. It keeps them interested as well as helping them know, what's important, the most important part. Like right here for Geneva's. Yesterday, her math assignment, she began ratios and proportions. So she has to complete the worksheet in her workbook on page 152. So she has to read, it says here that she has to read the brain box. And I put that in a whole nother color so it stands out. So she knows she has to read that brain box because it has all the information that she needs to know. If she needs any help, she can refer to the brain box. So language arts, I have all of these, all of their names. And Leah is 8th grade, so hers is different, and her workbooks are all separate. It's not like her siblings where they have all the subjects in one workbook. She has 5 different workbooks, but she has one that's labeled language arts. Then she has one that's language arts but labeled reading, and another that's language arts and labeled writing. So this particular day, she had writing. So I put it here so she knows she has to go in her writing language arts book and complete the lesson that she has assigned, up here on this board. Social studies is the same. Each name of my child, and then these right here, home economics and Spanish. These subjects are always group activities. This is what I added to the curriculum. This is not mandatory, but math, language arts, social studies, art, music, social studies. Well, I said social studies twice, but those are all mandatory. But home economics and Spanish, those are the 2 that are not really required by the state, but I feel like they should know home ec and Spanish. So we playing spinach. We actually did that this morning because we didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. So actually today is day 1 of germination. And then Spanish, I have them do the Duolingo app. Spanish is actually scheduled on Monday and Friday. So it's a group activity on Monday and Friday, and I actually created the email address under my homeschool royalty email address. At least one of them I have for my my homeschool royalty email address, and that's where we'll be doing Duolingo as a group. But my 2 oldest, they have their own email addresses, and I'm going to be making my 8-year-old and my 10-year-old email addresses as well. So the way I do this is, if they do Spanish throughout the week, and you guys, if you follow me, and watch every video that I upload, you will have heard me mention queen bugs. So this is where that comes in. When they do Spanish, Monday and Friday as a group activity, that's graded just what it is, a daily group activity. But if they go on their Duolingo, their personal Duolingo app, and they or the actual website on the laptop, and they hit the 7-day streak, they'll get 500 Queen bucks automatically for doing for making it to the 7-day streak, because that's how they have it. You have a 7-day streak, and then you'll have a whole nother. If you keep going and you get little gems, let me see. You get little gems, and sometimes little it's like little free gems you get. You can use those to purchase other activities in the Duolingo app. But that's, it's pretty fun for them. So they also have, and I did not bring that with me. Do I have that book with me? I didn't bring that book with me. But I actually have a book where if they do Duolingo outside of the group activity, there's a sign-in sheet that I created in a notebook. They have to put their name, they have to put the date, they have to put the time that they signed in. If they do less than 10 minutes, then it doesn't really count. But they have to put the time that they started, and then they have to put the time that they finished. But I have to hear the lesson going on. So, they have to do the lesson while I'm there. I could just be, doing whatever, cooking or cleaning or whatever, but I have to hear the lesson taking place in order for them to actually write that time in that last block for where that time ended. And then I'll put my initials on it to say, okay, I remember them doing this. They'll get their Queen bucks. Okay, so now moving on to the next block. This block right here, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Dear Time, but Dear Time, for those of you who have never heard of it, Dear Time is an acronym for Drop Everything and Read. I used to do this in class, and my teachers in my class, they would have us all sit down and read a book for 15 minutes before class starts. So everybody would come in, they would go to the cafeteria, eat breakfast, and go to their homeroom class. And once they hit the homeroom class, we had Dear Time. So you pick whatever book you wanted to read, and they actually didn't really care what book, and you could actually pick a different book, but I'm doing it a little different with my children. So they have Dear Time before class for 15 minutes every morning after breakfast. Okay? They must read the same book until it is completed. Okay, when they started Dear Time, I told them to make sure that they choose their books wisely. And I tell them to choose their books wisely because they have to stick with the same book until it's completed once they start Dear Time. So they got to read the same book, as I stated just now. And once they finish the book, they have to give me a mandatory summary of the book that they read once they finish. Now, basically, it's just going to be like a book report of what they read. Like, you read this, so tell me about this book. So I'm going to come up with a worksheet where they have to answer some questions about the book. And they have to let me know what happened in order to, get rewarded. So that pretty much sums up this board right here, and how, manage my schedule throughout the week and throughout the day. So I also wanted to I didn't bring that one with me either. Okay, so I wanted to let you guys know also about the Book It program. Mind you, this is not sponsored either. The Book It program is it's been founded by Pizza Hut. Okay, some of you may know, some of you may not know, but they actually do it in the public school. Now, today I actually came across a website in one of the groups, a homeschool support group that I've actually joined on Facebook. You can enroll your children in the Book It program, homeschoolers. You can do that. So I will be putting that in the description box below in this video. Okay? I will definitely be putting it in the description box below so you guys can get your children enrolled if you're interested. Now, it has to be grades kindergarten through 6, ages 5 to 12. So just, go and scroll down there, click that website and enroll your children if you're interested. I will also be putting the website to the Homeschool Legal Defense Agency and the Homeschool Buyers Co-op as well. And I also wanted you guys to see how one of our experiments are coming along. This is day 7, and if you have been keeping up with my videos, then you can see that I had to switch containers for these green onions. Now, if you saw the Aldi's Walmart shopping haul video, then these are the same onions. I cut them down, and you can see that there are more roots. There are new roots on them, and you can tell the difference between all of my new roots and the roots that were there. This is a really tall one. Look at my babies; they are still growing. You can see the brand new roots. They the longest ones. The newest roots are the longest roots, and it comes from sitting in the water. And they actually grow a lot better when you just leave them in the water. You do not have to put these in the dirt. You don't have to put them in the dirt. You can, but it's not going to grow as fast. I got one of my babies working. But this is day 7. So today it's been a week since I've, put these in water. And they said we've been maintaining the growth of these for a week now. And as you can see, one of mine, it's like you have to be really careful with these when these are actually, broke, But it's definitely going to grow back. And if you've noticed, all of these roots down here, the longest and shiniest ones are the newest roots. The paler ones are the ones that were there before, when I purchased these. So basically, and I'm thinking about getting some more, but basically once you buy these green onions and you sit them in water, and it don't matter, even when you cut them down, put it back in the water and you'll get an endless supply. You look like you never have to buy these again, and you won't have to worry about are there any pesticides being used on it, or if it's, organic, non-organic, or whatever. But we actually planted, as I stated earlier, we planted some spinach, and the progression of my leeks, I don't know if my leeks are going to make it, so I may have to replant them because, my son actually got to them and knocked them off the table, but, I have plenty more leek seeds, so we'll just, if I don't see any new sprouts, or if they don't grow anymore this week, actually next week is Sunday, the week starts. If by the end of the week next week, if I don't see any progress, then I may have to toss those and just plant some more. And then we'll start from there. Okay, so hopefully if those leaks don't make it, the next time will be more successful. But I would like to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned something from this video, or have some ideas. Maybe I gave somebody some new ideas. You guys have a blessed day. I love you guys to the moon and back, and thank you for your support. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any video requests, email us at home